शुक्लांबरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। उमाजी आरती ताली bell ಕೂಡ ನೀವು ಎತ್ತುಕೊಳ್ಳಿ because you will be ringing it from there only.
From there. Okay, I'll get the hand.
सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। आरंभी वंदीना अयोध्येचा राजा, आरंभी वंदीना अयोध्येचा राजा, भक्ताची काजा भक्ताची काजा पावतासे। आरंभी वंदीना अयोध्येचा राजा, आरंभी वंदीना अयोध्येचा राजा, पावतासे महासंकटी निर्वाणी, पावतासे महासंकटी निर्वाणी। राम नाम वाणी, राम नाम वाणी उच्चारित। आरंभी वंदीना अयोध्येचा राजा, आरंभी वंदीना अयोध्येचा राजा, उच्चारित राम होय पापक्षाय, उच्चरित रामा होय पापक्षाय पुण्याच्या निशा अयोध्येचा राजा आरंभी वंदीना अयोध्येचा राजा पुण्यभूमी पुण्यवंतासी आठवे पुण्यभूमी पुण्यवंतासी आठवे पापियन ठावे काही केल्या आरंभी वंदीना अयोध्येचा राजा आरंभी वंदीना अयोध्येचा राजा काही केल्या तुझे मन पालटेना काही केल्या तुझे मन पालटेना दास म्हणे जाना सावधान आरंभी वंदीना अयोध्येचा राजा आरंभी वंदीना अयोध्येचा राजा भक्ताची काज पावतसे आरंभी वंदीना अयोध्येचा राजा आरंभी वंदीना अयोध्येचा राजा आरंभी वंदीना अयोध्येचा राजा शांतं शाश्वतं अप्रमेयं अनघं निर्वाण शान्तिप्रदं ब्रह्मा शम्भो फणीन्द्रसेव्यम् अनिशं वेदान्तवेद्यं विभुम् रामाख्यं जगदीश्वरं सुरगुरुं मायामनुष्यं विभुं वन्देऽहं करुणाकरं भूपालचूडामणिम् राम कहो बावरे राम कहो बावरे अवसर ना चूक बोंदो पायो भलो दावरे अवसर ना चूक बोंदो पायो भलो दावरे राम कहो बावरे राम कहो बावरे राम कहो जिन तो को तन दीन होता को ना भजन कीन हो जिन तो को तन दीन होता को ना भजन कीन हो जन्म सिरानो जात लोहे के सोदावरे जन्म सिरानो जात लोहे के सोदावरे राम कहो बावरे राम कहो बावरे राम कहो राम जी को गाय गाय राम जी को रिझाव रे, राम जी को गाय गाय राम जी को रिझाव रे, राम जी के चरण कमल चित्त माहि लाव रे, राम जी के चरण कमल चित्त माहि लाव रे, राम कहो राम कहो राम कहो बावरे, राम कहो राम कहो राम कहो बावरे, राम कहो। कहत मलुक दास छोड़ दे दे झूठी आस, कहत मलुक दास छोड़ दे दे झूठी आस, आनंद मगन होई के हरि गुण तू गावरे, आनंद मगन होई के हरि गुण तू गावरे, राम कहो राम कहो राम कहो बावरे, राम कहो राम कहो राम कहो बावरे, अवसर ना चूक बोंधो पायो भलो दावरे, अवसर ना चूक बोंधो पायो भलो दावरे, राम कहो राम कहो राम कहो बावरे, राम कहो राम कहो राम कहो बावरे, राम कहो। हनुमान जी मिलेंगे राम राम बोल, हनुमान जी मिलेंगे राम राम बोल, राम राम बोल न लगे है कोई मोल, राम राम बोल न लगे है कोई मोल, हनुमान जी मिलेंगे राम राम बोल, हनुमान जी मिलेंगे राम राम बोल, हनुमत के सीने में बसते हैं राम जी, हनुमत के सीने में, हनुमत के सीने में बसते हैं राम जी, हनुमत के सीने में बसते हैं राम जी, तेरी झोली भरेंगे बस राम राम बोल, तेरी झोली भरेंगे बस राम राम बोल, राम राम बोल ना लगे है कोई मोल, राम राम बोल ना लगे है कोई मोल, हनुमान जी मिलेंगे राम राम बोल, हनुमान जी मिलेंगे राम राम बोल, लाल लंगोटा सो है हाथ में सोटा, लाल लंगोटा सो है, लाल लंगोटा सो है हाथ में सोटा, लाल लंगोटा सो है हाथ में सोटा, तेरी रक्षा करेंगे बस राम राम बोल, तेरी रक्षा करेंगे बस राम राम बोल, राम राम बोल ना लगे है कोई मोल, राम राम बोल ना लगे है कोई मोल, हनुमान जी मिलेंगे राम राम बोल, हनुमान जी मिलेंगे राम राम बोल, भक्त शिरोमणि हनुमत कहाते, भक्त शिरोमणि, भक्त शिरोमणि हनुमत कहाते, भक्त शिरोमणि हनुमत कहाते, भय शोक मिटेंगे बस राम राम बोल, भय शोक मिटेंगे बस राम राम बोल, राम राम बोल ना लगे है कोई मोल, राम राम बोल ना लगे है कोई मोल, हनुमान जी मिलेंगे राम राम बोल, हनुमान जी मिलेंगे राम राम बोल, हनुमान जी मिलेंगे राम राम बोल, हनुमान जी मिलेंगे राम राम बोल।
श्री गणेशाय नमः। Om Shri Saraswatye Namaha. Om Shri Sadgurubhyo Namaha. From everyone. In the packet you will see the Mangalacharan. Please follow along. Second page. Yasyange cha vibhati budharasuta devapagamastake bhale bhala vidurgale cha garalam yasyorasi vyalarat soyam bhuti vibhushana suravara sarvadhipa sarvada Sharva Sarvagata Shiva Shashinibha Shri Shankara Patumam Shri Shankara Patumam Prasannatayam Nagadabhishekatha Tatha Namam Levanavasa Dukhatah Mukhambuja-shri Raghunandanasya me Sadastu sa manjula mangala prada Neelambuja-shyamala komalangam Sita samaropita vamabhagam Parnau Mahasayaka charu chapam Namami Ramam Raghuvamshanatham Namami Ramam Raghuvamshanatham Hari Om. Hari Om. I hope you all enjoyed such beautiful bhajans. The girls did such a wonderful job. I don't think there's anything as sweet as hearing, especially the children sing. So it was really, really lovely. Okay, so we're now continuing. And first of all, I'd like to give my pranams to Swamini ji, who is also joining us today. We're so happy she's here, and that we're all getting a chance to continue our study. As we have been seeing, this is the 14 abodes, meaning 14 places where the Lord is advised to reside. Meaning, not really advised, but in the sense that in this Leela of this world, where can we find God? No? Sometimes we think we need GPS to get anywhere else, but finding God can be a little tricky. But it's actually very simple. Bhagavan is there with us already, but sometimes we don't realize it. So through bhakti, through devotion, we come to realize that which is already there. And we saw last time that, so as the katha has been going, that Bhagavan Shri Rama has come to the ashrama of sage Valmiki ji after continuing that journey through the forest. And it is said, those who have that vision of these three travelers coming, Bhagavan Shri Rama, Mother Sita, and then Lakshmanji, even if they got that darshan, whoever saw that darshan in the forest, they immediately got liberated from all samsara. And those of us who even in a dream, at least if this is what we see, then we also will go to Saket, to the abode of Bhagavan Shri Rama. Abode meaning dwelling with the Lord. Again, if Lord is everywhere, then how do we get there? Our thoughts should be there, that is all. Once through our thoughts we are connected to that, then automatically Bhagavan becomes manifest to us in everything that we do, everything that we are perceiving. So, sometimes, at least in a dream we should see. Usually in dream we see all other kinds of things. There's one fellow, he's telling his friend, I had a terrible nightmare last night. His friend said, what nightmare did you have? He said, well, I was sleeping and I dreamt, that I was so hungry, I was starving. And then finally I was running, and I came across one huge marshmallow. And I ate that marshmallow in my dream. He said, that doesn't sound like nightmare, it sounds good. He said, no, when I woke up, my pillow was gone.
Oh.
So in dream, at least in dream, these are the kind of dreams we have. Especially if we're watching all kind of scary movie and all these things, then you can't even sleep at night. This is what kind of dreams we end up having. When our mind is on that katha we're going to see now in these 14 houses, what are these abodes of devotion? When we dwell in those places, we have different kind of dreams actually. So, the 3 travelers, they came there to the ashrama, and in the ashrama they found all the animals, trees, plants, everything in such beautiful abundance. And what did they see there? They saw that river, then they saw mountain, they saw forest, and we saw that these are the places where rishis do their tapasya. And also they represent the 3 gunas. So wherever the 3 gunas are, where that tapas is being done to conquer and to bring those gunas under our command, this is called as tapas. Because it's not easy. It is very easy for the gunas to do their own thing, and we find ourselves in their path. But it is said in Upanishads that those great ones who strive, dhiraha, those who strive against the flow of nature, meaning that our natural tendency is what? Prefer to be lazy, we prefer to be, have all bad habits. They come naturally actually. We don't have to think too hard. Once we had one chick camp, and our Swamiji, was there, and he was teaching the kids, our Sarveshananji, and he used to have one-on-one conversations with the kids. And the kids would be telling him all their problems, what is going on in school, all these different things. So Swamiji would always kind of know what they were thinking. He used to say, Swamiji, can you read minds? How do you know what we're going to say? How do you know what we're thinking? He said, okay, he took one plate and he put some water in that plate. Then he turned that plate this way. He said, which way is the water going to go? It's going to go off the plate. He said, did I have to read the mind of the water to know where it's flowing? It's a natural tendency actually. So natural tendency is for our senses to always be flowing outward into the world, getting caught up in the world. And what is the thing that we miss? Is what, when they come there to the ashram of sage Valmiki ji, seeing all of this beauty, Bhagavan Sri Rama asks, where can I dwell? The sage says, first, Bhagavan, you are that supreme Brahman. There's no place, says it roundabout way, he says, no place where you are not there. But yet, what is it? That is the one thing we miss. Senses are going out, but we don't recognize what is making those senses function, what is making us function. No, we are laughing, talking, crying, all of these things. How are they happening? In fact, this is an amazing thing, Even if we say there is no God, someone might say that. The power with which we are saying there is no God, that is God. I heard very nicely once, it is fine to say, okay, people might doubt the existence of God. But for Hindu, existence itself is God. Meaning the very substratum of this entire universe, if you break down every single thing, you break down, okay, what is this made out of? It is made out of minerals, cells. Then you break those down. Those are made out of all atoms. You break down those atoms also, protons, neutrons, electrons. Break down those, they'll say now there's some string theory, quarks, all kind of different things. But one thing that is most fundamental, at which point you cannot break it down any further, is this principle, existence. And there is no existence without that existence also being consciousness. I know I exist. How? Someone had to tell us. How do I know I exist? I know. So that awareness, existence, that itself is Paramatma. So sage says, you yourself are that Paramatma. This whole world is like a show going on. You are the only drashta, seer. That Drigdrishya Viveka, it comes there. Rupam Drishyam Lochanam Drik Tad Drishyam Driktu Manasam. Who is the one seeing the world? All the indriyas, the senses. World is seen by the senses. Meaning, the entire world for us is nothing but senses. Sight, sounds, taste, touch, smell. Who is the one seeing the senses? How do I know my eyes are better this year than last year? Right? When you go to the eyeglass place, I know I have. So they tell you, which lens? This lens? This one. Which one's better? 1 or 2? 2 is good. Last year, doctor, 1 was better. This year, 2 is better. I don't know. Who knows? Mind knows. Then, Drishya Dhi Vrittaya Sakshi. Who is the one that sees the mind? All the vrittis of the mind, the thoughts of the mind. Who is the seer of that? Because I know my mind also. How do I know my mind? Oh, last time I was in class, I had had nice coffee right before I came. I was very alert. Today I'm feeling a little tired. Mind feels more slow. Who knows? That is Sakshi. Who is the one witness of mind is Sakshi. And that Sakshi is ever the seer, never the seen. So when he says, Bhagavan, this whole world is a show, you are the only seer, meaning in each and every one of us, that seer alone is that Paramatma in us at this very moment. So where are you? Where should you reside? Now I'm in a quandary. But then, the nice thing is, for that Mahatma, all of it is like a play. It's an enjoyment for them. Oh, Bhagavan, all of us are dancing to your tune only. So I have come in the guise of this, you yourself have come in the guise of this Valmiki. You yourself have come in the guise of this Ram, and together we are having lovely dialogue. So everything that is happening is your play. That is why, if you look at the lives of great saints and sages, you get insight into their unique perspective. I'm sure all of you must be knowing that very famous episode. They did one interview with Pujya Gurudev when mission was going so well. And they were saying, Gurudev, the mission is so vast and so many different centers and so many different projects are going on. After you, what is the plan for this, for keeping it up? Have you put things in place? All these kind of things. What was Gurudev's response? Listen, I am doing nothing. Bhagavan only is doing everything. After this body drops, if he wants it to continue, it will continue. So much detachment is there. You hear these things and they just reside in your mind, As the kids say, rent-free. It is there. You don't have to pay any rent. It is there. You're thinking about it. We have one function we have to do, one program, one child. That thing is weighing on us all the time. Are they, they've gone to college. Are they eating properly? Are they sleeping properly? Who are they spending time with? Are they going to come home this weekend? They didn't come home last weekend. What were they doing? All these thoughts go on. What is going to happen after I'm gone? One little thing we have to do, and it occupies all of our thoughts. This huge, vast mission is going on, and Pujya Gurudev, even while it's going on, he's not attached, let alone after that body also drops. It's amazing, actually. So, being able to see everything as a play. There's one Amma, she was taking on so many projects. Someone did interview. They said, how are you doing this? How are you doing all of this? She said, God and I have a deal, an arrangement. He said, what is your arrangement? She says, I work, he worries. That's the arrangement. That's my whole job. Is I have to do the work. Let Lord carry the worries. Instead, we are carrying worries. Then we are doing everything else also. And once in a while, we'll think about God. Oh, something has to happen. Please make sure this test goes well, this job goes well, all these things. Okay. So then, after that is finished, the sage makes it very clear. I know your true nature. I am not going to get fooled. Then he gives one very beautiful explanation now, I will tell you where you can stay. Okay? So we're right after 127. We'll sing that again. It starts with Suni. Everyone found? Suni muni bachana prema rasa sane.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama.
Hey, hold on, sorry. Something is... Okay. One key is off. Okay. Suni suni muni bachana prema rasa sane.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama.
Sakuchi Rama mana mahu musukane.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama.
Balmiki hasi kahi bahori.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama.
Vani madhura amiya rasa bori.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama.
Sunahu Rama ab kaun niketa.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama.
Jahan bas husiya lakhan sameta.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama.
Jinke shravan samudra samana.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama.
कथा तुम्हारी सुभग सरिनाना.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama.
बरहि निरंतर हो ही न पूरे.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama.
तिनके ही तुम कह गृह रूरे.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama.
लोचन चातक जिन करे राखे.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama.
रहि दरस जलधर अभिलाषे.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama.
निदरहि सरित सिंधु सर भारी.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama.
रूप बिंदु जल होई सुखारी.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama.
तिनके हृदय सदन सुखदायक.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama.
बसहु बंधु सिय सह रघुनायक.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama.
श्री राम जय राम जय जय रामा.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama.
All right. So this now begins the 14 houses, okay? Now these 14, what is interesting is we have certain equipment, right? What are our equipment? We have 5 organs of perception. Perception means that which we use to gather information about this world. They're called as jnana indriyas. So how we take in information. Then we have 5 karma indriyas. This is how we interact with the world. Karma indriyas, 5. Then we have this antakarana, inner equipment. This is in 4. What are the 4? Mana, mind. That is when we are taking in that sense data and evaluating. Then buddhi. Buddhi means taking a decision-making capacity. That fixed state of the antakarana is called the buddhi. Then chitta, memory. Finally, ahankara. So 5 plus 5 plus 4 is 14. Meaning, we saw yesterday, how do we find these 14 houses become the means, sadhana for bhakti? How we also, not only are we reading where Lord resides in the heart of those devotees, but if we know, then now we know how to become those devotees. How we ourselves can cultivate all those qualities. And so why is this related to our equipment? Because within our jnana indriyas, karma indriyas, in our mind, this is where all the kamas reside. All the kamas are embedded there. So, to transform those kamas that we have for the world into divine kama, these 14 houses are given like that. 14 abodes. Niketa, sadhana, so many different words are used, given to mean the homes, where Lord resides. So first one we saw, what was it? Sunahu Rama bakahu niketa jaha basahu siya lakhana sameta Shavana samudra samana katha tumhari subhag sarinana. So it says in the first one, where can you stay? You stay in the ears, Shravana, of those whose ears are like ocean. We're saying ocean is where all these rivers come into that ocean. Why is ocean given? Why are ears given first? We saw because one, ears are most subtle. They are taking in sounds. And a lot of desires, first and foremost, desires come through the ears. 90% of the knowledge that we have, any knowledge, is not because we have directly experienced, but because we have heard. And whatever we hear about, that is what we become attracted to, what we become interested in. For example, I have found it quite interesting because I have lived now in a couple of different places. Every place you go to, where someone wants to go is different. If you're in India, they'll say, where do they want to go? Ooty, Goa. These places they'll tell you, right? If you are in New Jersey, New York, where does everyone want to go? They want to visit California. Or they want to go to Florida. Florida also is more accessible. If you're in California, where do you want to go? You want to go to New York. Or you want to go to Europe. Once I was on the airplane with someone who was coming from maybe New Zealand. I said, where are you going? She said, oh, we have 1 week. We're going to visit America. I said, where are you going? She said, we're going to New York, then we're going to LA, then we're going to Florida, then we're going... I was like, how are you going to see all these places? They want to come here. We want to go there. Why? Because you heard such nice things. The moment someone tells us, oh, have you seen this movie? Have you eaten here? Immediately now mind starts to think, how can I go there? How can I have that experience? So that desire comes. So that is why those who want to listen to Katha of Bhagavan Sri Rama, that is the first abode, first sadhana that we can do, is to listen to that Katha. Because what happens, now instead of hearing all nice places in the world that we want to go visit, we hear about Lord Ram. So now we want to be in his presence, in our thoughts. So then, especially we as students, we had to learn each verse. We were going through this, Ramcharitamanas. First time you start, it's a little different. You have not heard it before. Then the more you read, the more you discover, the more your love grows for that thing. Tulsidas Ji in one place has said, those whose ears do not long to listen to the Katha of Ram, their ears are no better than snake holes. You know, where that snake lives. And those whose eyes want to see anything other than Lord, those eyes are no better than peacock, the eyes on the peacock feather. Meaning useless. Why? Because these kamas, let them change to Ram. So Shravan, that hearing is very subtle, very, very important. This is one of the first ones. Then, once you hear, that desire to see arises, and then that is why the second one that is given is to be like that Chatak, whose eyes are waiting for the Jaladhara, Darasa, waiting for the darshan of that cloud which comes during that one particular time, Swati Nakshatra, that first cloud. And this word Jaladhara means the rain-bearing cloud. And as we know, there's a play on words, because what is the color of Bhagavan Shri Ram? Color of Lord Krishna is this Gaura Shyama. That color. The kids always invariably ask, is God blue? Not blue exactly, not like the sky blue. It is the color of that rain cloud. Dark, almost purple, that one. So Jaladhara. So that bird is looking for that cloud in the same way our eyes searching, looking for that form, which is dark, swarthy in color, that beautiful, like the rain cloud. So we want to see. Then, next one, let us sing that one. This is the Doha. जसु तुम्हारा मानस बिमल हमसे निजी जासु श्री राम मुक्ता हाल गुण गण चुनई राम बसहु हियतासु श्री राम सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय. Next one. Those whose tongue now, those who reside in those hearts who have the tongue like that swan. Hamsini. Swan that is residing on that Manasarovar lake, very holy lake, and inside those pearls are there in the lake. And what does the swan do? It does not look for rocks or other things, or it looks for those pearls and picks up the pearls. Now this Hamsa bird, very, very famous. Hamsa represents Viveka. It is said that that divine swan, that Hamsa, what does it do? If you give milk and water mixed together, that swan is able to extract the milk and leave that water behind. This Hamsa. So this Hamsa now represents mind which has Viveka. Viveka says this whole world is there, and mixed in this world is presence of Lord. How to take that which is divine in this world and leave behind that which is not. This Viveka is very important. That which is, it is said Viveka, that which is real and unreal, being able to discriminate between them. We take things which are changing all the time to be very real, and that which is the unchanging substratum, that is what we leave. No? For example, if we go to the jewelry shop, all of us have gone, especially Indian one thing if you go there is next to the cash register will be Mother Lakshmi. She'll be sitting there. I always found that interesting. Anyway, so in that jewelry store, they have so many different forms, Beautiful gold chain, then bangle, ring. So many different forms of gold are there. And then we always like to look, oh, I like this necklace. I don't like that one. How about this one? Oh, that one. Like that, they'll show so many. And if we want to sell, they'll bring all the old ones and they'll say, okay, I'm going to sell this to you. Then they'll say, okay. Now, here's what's interesting. When we go there, we are looking for, which ring is nice, which bangle is nice, oh, maybe this necklace, not that one. This is what we're looking at. But from the point of view of the jeweler, one who is selling, what does he do? He weighs that gold or not. For him, he is interested to see what is the weight of that gold. And based on that, they will give you price, put a value on it. They're looking at that weight. Because what is valuable there? Not the shape of the gold, but the gold. In the same way, this whole universe of Nama and Rupa, we take the Nama and Rupa, names and forms, to be so real, but that which is the substratum of those names and forms is what we ignore. But the substratum is what is valuable, not the name and form. How do we know? Because, say there is, Gurudev's famous example is clay pot. Say, oh, this pot is very nice, that one is not so good, this one is crackpot. We say, I want this one. But what we should do, try and take every iota of the clay out of that pot. Is there any pot left behind? No. Because what is really there? Clay only. So this is called that process of viveka. This is called that process of discrimination. First we say, okay, this world is made up of all these names and forms. Made up of existence. But if I take every ounce of existence out of this world, name and form of this world cannot remain. So therefore, what is valuable? Existence, consciousness, bliss. What is not valuable? All the nama rupa that is going on, changing, going on, causing us headache, different problems, is all nama rupa only. So this is called that viveka. So that swan is able to separate that which is valuable and leave behind that which is not. Another very beautiful point is, name of the swan is Hamsa. Hamsa. You know how that name has come? Because that swan is the one that says, Saha Aham. I am that. Saha Aham becomes, after that Visarga Sandhi is applied, it becomes Soham. Our Sohamji came here, no? I was thinking about that. Sohamji also gave very beautiful discourse on Ramcharitamanas. So how did that name come? Saha Aham. Saha means that. Aham. I am that. So that swan which goes on saying Saha Aham is the one that's able to do this viveka. So all that beautiful symbolism is tucked in there. That is the pearls, huh? This is the pearls we have to extract. Okay? So those whose minds are like this Hamsa bird, who know with that speech, with that tongue, they are able to take out that which is valuable. And that too, how do they use their speech? See, tongue is organ of speech and very, very powerful also. Someone asked, Gurudev, how did you build this huge organization? How did it happen? He said, on 2 inches of ancestral property, meaning my tongue. His turns of phrase also are so great. Sometimes the kids are like, okay, no, I'm sitting, there's this big picture, I don't know. But you should read Gurudev's works. His brilliance is so apparent in every word that he chooses. Every adjective is so perfect. If I rest, I rest. We saw that in Harikatha. Oh, nice. So, 2 inches. Tongue. Very powerful. How do we know it's powerful? Go and ask our parents, spouse, anyone. They know the power of our tongue. To scold or, to praise how we feel. So one who does not use any vulgar speech, whose speech is very sweet, for all of them also, divine words come easily. This is all sadhana for us. Make our words sweet. Once in our course, we had to do 5-minute talks. We had to practice 5-minute talk. And we had one brahmachari, he didn't like to talk. So they said, okay, now it's your turn to do the 5 minutes. He got up there and he said, our words should be sweet, action should be sweet, thought should be sweet. And he sat down. We said, you didn't even finish. He said, I said enough. So very, very sweet speech, huh? That which is cultured. You know why? Because what we talk, becomes the content of our thoughts. So if we are around very vulgar things, especially, you have to be very careful. Even music these days, so many, very, very kind of low thoughts. So they become background noise in our mind. We might not recognize it right away, but it happens. That is the, bias that mind starts to accumulate. So speech, that which we hear, that which we see, that which we speak, all of these things, be very, very careful what we intake. They are as important to our diet as anything else. In fact, even more so. You know why? Because when we are hearing all good things, body also elevates. Very nice points there. Okay. So now we will continue. What is the next house? Next houses that are given. Okay. Start at the top there. Prabhu Prasad Shuchi Subhaga Subasa
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama
Sadar Jasulahai Nitanasa
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama
Tumahi Nibedita Bhojan Karahi
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama
Prabhu Prasada Pata Bhushan Dharahi
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama
Sisan Vahi Sura Guru Dvija Dekhi
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama
Preeti Sahit Kari Binaya Visheshi
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama
Karanita Karahi Rama Pada Puja
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama
Rama Bharosh Hridaya Nahi Duja
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama
Charan Rama Tirath Chali Jahi
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama
Rama Basahu Tinke Mana Mahi
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama
Mantra Raju Nita Japahi Tumhara
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama
Puja hi tumahi sahit parivara
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama
Darpana homa karahi vidhi nana
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama
Viprajvai dehi bahudana
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama
Tumate adhika gorahi jiya jani
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama
Sakala bhaya se vahi sanamani
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama.
So then next, actually even before we mention these, I was reflecting, if you want to see these qualities in action, you should just look at our Swamiji, Swami Shantananji. He so perfectly encapsulates all of these traits. In fact, we were watching Hari Katha, that story of Pujya Gurudev's life. And afterwards, Swamiji was so emotional. He said, I could not stop myself from crying, hearing all of these things. So you can just think how many times I remember being a chick, and Swamiji used to come and tell us, we used to ask Swamiji, please tell us stories of being, he was scribe for Pujya Gurudev. Please tell us stories of Pujya Gurudev. I remember the love with which he recited all those stories to us then. How many people, everybody must ask him same question only. And every time he's so enthusiastic to tell and to reflect, and then to hear it again, also he says, so many little things. He enlivens all of these qualities. We were sitting and he mentioned, sometimes when I see, especially in springtime, all of the flowers coming back, sometimes people doubt presence of Bhagavan. But if you see that spring, you can have no doubt. Lord's presence. So what his sight also, he has that. What he likes to hear, listen to. So I was just reflecting how nicely. Whereas, we're sometimes usually the opposite. I was once in satsang, and in that satsang I was mentioning, okay, sometimes you are in satsang and then you hear, oh, there's a new Captain America movie coming out next week, 2 weeks, and then you think, oh yes, I want to go and see that, and you start making plans, Then afterwards, so I mentioned that, then afterwards we were having dinner. We were having prasad. And I was sitting at that table, and there were 2 kids who had been in the satsang, they were in the next table. I'm eating. So they're talking to each other. One friend, he says to this really happened. He said, hey, we really should go to that movie, huh? When is it coming out? Then the other boy said, weren't you listening in satsang? She said 2 weeks. I was like, oh yeah. No, this is what, immediately when we hear something, mind goes in that direction. What we like is what we want to hear more of, Immediately mind, we don't have to even ask. Mind will spontaneously, that is what it will give us. All the things we enjoy. So slowly, take these kathas, then mind will absorb the enjoyment of these more and more. This is one of the beauties of path of bhakti, which is what bhakti is very sweet, because the path is love and destination also is love. Remember that comes in Narada Bhakti Sutra, who is like that very much. Not suffering or anything. It is love only. And through that love, you reach supreme love. These days, we think we have supreme love for people, but it usually ends up at Supreme Court. I sue this one and that one. And I read one place, there were parents, they sued their child because he was 35, 36 and he wasn't moving out of that. See, some of the ammas know. I have filed this court case away for future reference. Yeah, they had to take him to court. They said, we've given him eviction notice. We want him to get a job. He doesn't want to move out and get a job. People are like, oh no, this is my worst fear. This is what happens. So, that love, how we can help it to grow. Please, Bhagwan, you come and give us some advice here. What is the next one then? It says, Prabhu prasada shuchi subhaga subhasa sadaraja sulahe nitanasa. Then it says, abide, O Prabhu, in what? Those who daily, what are they doing? Through the nasa. Nasa means nose. They are smelling that lovely fragrance of the offerings that are made to you. Normally our nose likes to smell all nice things. But if we look at the goals of all these perfumes and different things like that, what is the goal of all of them? To incite lust, passion, these kind of different things. That's why those are the names even of those perfumes. I'll say lust, passion. There's a name. It's direct advertising. Whereas, think how the mind, when you step into temple, or even when you step into someone's home which they have made into a temple. Someone was telling me, my brother-in-law and his wife, they are both great Sai devotees. When I go to their home, it's like being in temple. Sometimes I feel awkward. Because we don't go to temple, that's why we feel awkward. Okay. Meaning, that place, you step into that atmosphere, and what do you smell? Lovely incense, chandan, camphor. All those things, how they elevate the mind. Versus, just think, if we step into a place and it smells like cigarette smoke, what is the reaction caused in the mind at that time? Immediate, actually. Our mind has a certain reaction. And that too, that thing will kill us. That which is so bad for us also we, covet. There's once two friends, and they were good buddies, and one friend said to the other one, let's make a pact. Both of us love playing cricket, okay? But I'm really worried. In next life, or in Swarga, do they have cricket there? So let's make a pact. Whichever one of us goes first, you come in a dream to the other one and tell whether or not they have cricket. Okay? So one of the friends, he passed away. Then he came in the dream to his buddy. And he said, oh, you've come. Yes, I'm here. You remember we made our pact, I'm here. He said, okay, so what's the answer? He said, well, I have good news and I have some bad news. Good news is, yes, they have cricket. Bad news is, you are playing in tomorrow's game. So, is the fragrance of the mind. Where is mind taken immediately in that atmosphere? See, we come into this beautiful temple. Moment you step inside, you get that darshan. In fact, I'm so fortunate, I'm getting Bhagwan darshan, sitting here. Bhagwan is there. All around us. That sattvic atmosphere, place is clean, all of these things. So, one for whom that, like their nose, they love that smell. They are attracted to that smell only. And in their heart. And also, tumahi nivedita bhojana karehi. They only like to consume, eat that which is bhojan, food that has been nivedita, offered to you. That offering only they'll take. This comes in Gita as well. Prabhu prasad pata bhushana dharahi. And what do they dharahi? What do they wear? What do they like to adorn themselves with? That pata, cloth, and bhushan, ornaments, which have been offered to you first. Sometimes, people will get a little uncomfortable with too much strict Vedanta. They say, well, we're living family life. I like going to nice places. I like going to party and dressing up nicely and doing all these different things. So this path is very good for us then. Why? Yes, you enjoy the food. No one says you have to starve. Enjoy the food, enjoy the clothing, all those things. But offer it first to God. And then use it. Then that at least transforms that thing we are doing already into a sadhana. And you know what's interesting? If we're going to a party or something, we'll dress up very, very nicely. Every inch is to perfection. But if we're going for puja or something, or class, sometimes we'll come any which way. So what is that telling us? Who are we trying to impress? Who is valuable to us? All of those things are demonstrated actually. So wear those things, consume those things that have been offered in a divine way. Then, what is the next line? Sisa navahi sura guru dvija dekhi preeti sahita kari vinaya visheshi. Sisa means head, shirsha. Sahasra shirsha purushaha. So, shirsha is the head. Those whose heads bow, at whom the gods, sura, all the divine forces, okay. Then guru and all the dvija. Dvija, brahmana or holy people. Why is that dvija word given? Remember, we've been seeing ja means to be born. Dvi means twice. So dvija is one who is twice born. Do you know that this dvija word is also used for two other things in Sanskritam? It's used for? Does it say? It's used for bird. Because bird emerges first out of the egg. Or first is born as the egg and then it comes out of the egg. Born twice. You know what else? This is my favorite one. Also for your teeth. Because you get the baby teeth, then you get the other one. So, this Dvija, so teeth are also called as Dvija. So those holy people who, they are born first from mother and born again into spiritual life. They take up spiritual life. So this should tell us, Brahmana is guna, karma, vibhagashaha. Those who are by guna and karma, by their qualities and actions, they are holy people. So for them, seeing them, automatically the head bows. Automatically the head bows. Having that, in which way? Not forcefully. Our Guruji has this joke. He said once that Amma always will come and they'll ask the child to bow, Child won't want to bow. They'll say, no, you must bow. Then that child said, why should I go and smell his feet? The child doesn't know why they're bowing. So, Guruji is very funny like that. That bowing happens priti sahita. You're bowing because, Gurudev says it so nicely, that when we bow to the feet of the Guru, we are bowing to that which the feet also represent. It is the knowledge which the Guru stands on and the values which the Guru represents. That is what we are bowing to. And that where we hold all of our abhiman is in our head. So bringing that abhiman, our ego, to rest at the feet of the Guru, then only knowledge can flow to us. Otherwise, we are already full. That's why they say full of yourself. Already full. Then Guru tries to pour something in there. Your cup already is full. It'll just make a mess. See, everything outside is also inside. So, this bowing is very, very important part of the tradition. Our teacher, our Acharya, used to always say this as well, that if there's one thing that's very beautiful is giving that habit, bow. Actually, in our culture, Sanatana Dharma, it says even when the children leave for school in the morning, they'll bow to the parents first, get their blessings and go. What a beautiful, Parents also feel the love of the child. They want to do their best for the child. And child also feels, I want to do best for my parents. It's a two-way street. Always. So that bowing, putting the head. And it said, the only time we bow these days is for the barber, person cutting our hair. Or the photographer. The photographer says, can you turn this way? Can you adjust yourself? Yes. What is the best lighting, Everything. But Guru, we have a hard time. Okay. Then, bowing to all gods, Guru, that Dvija, having that feeling of great love, humility, living life in that way. Then, Kara nita karahi Rama pada puja Rama bharosha hridaya nahi duja. Those whose hands, kara is hands, and it comes from, all these words are related to each other, Kra means to do. So karma means action. Karya means effect. Karana means instrument. Karana means cause. See how they're all related to this action? And kara, hands, is what we use to perform all the actions. That's why they're called kara. So, kara, those hands are always doing what? Ramapada puja. Always doing some service to Ramapada. This doesn't mean sitting at home all day from morning till evening only doing puja. Okay, it's good to do puja, but all seva that we do, it should be thinking, I am serving Bhagavan through this work I am doing, through the work of my hands. That's what it means. Gurudevs used to say, all my puja things are ready. What are the puja things? All my pen, paper that I am using to write to all of the bhaktas, that is my puja. Meaning what? It is God that I am serving. So that feeling that whatever work my hands are doing, let them be some service to Ramapada. That means this is a very elevated way to look at even our personal relationships. My children are also Ram. My parents are Ram. My work is Ram. So if that is there, we will never cut corners, we will not cheat or try to, do some crooked thing. It won't happen. It cannot, if this attitude is there. Kara nita karahi Rama pada puja. Puja means to worship. Then Rama bharosha hridaya nahi duja. So those have that love for Ram in the heart. And nahi duja, they don't have love for any other thing. It doesn't mean only sitting in one place, meaning should bring that love for Ram everywhere. Okay? Very, very lovely point there. Then, one point to be made here is that usually when we say they put their trust in Lord Ram, their faith, their shraddha, and nothing else, meaning, see, we need some physical support, of course, need to make sure that we eat, have some shelter. But what happens is, psychologically, we feel very weak. Even though we have all the comforts, we might be beset with fears and anxieties. That is where we have to lay it to rest with the Lord. There was one man, he had a camel. Camel was there. And he was sitting on the camel, and the camel had big mutai. Does it? Sack. Okay. That, whatever you call the load of the camel. So he had tied it and put it on his head. And he was sitting on the camel. When he came by, he said, "Why are you doing this? This is so odd. What are you doing?" He said, "This poor camel, he's already bearing my whole weight. Why should he also have to carry the heavy bag? So I put it on my head." Are, if it's on your head and you're on the camel, camel is still bearing both of you. So also Bhagavan is the one carrying us, and we put all of our problems on our head, and we even make it a competition. Oh, you think you have problems? Just wait 1 second. Let me take out my list. I'm making Google Notes. All my problems also, so I can tell you. One fellow was chasing another fellow. The guy's like, "Why are you chasing him?" He forced me to listen for 3 hours to all his problems. Now I want to tell him mine, he's running away. So, there are problems we have. This is because emotionally we don't feel secure. Do we really feel supported? It is not because God is not supporting us, but because we have not thought about it. At this very moment, only Bhagavan is taking care of everything. In fact, again, the voice that we say, "God, where are you?" that power itself is Bhagavan's kripa. Then, Charana Rama ti rath chali jahi Rama basahu tina ke mana mahi. So now, this is all the fourth house here. Charana Rama tirath. Those who use their feet to go all holy places. Tirath. Tirath. Tiratha is actually a very interesting word. They're called places of pilgrimage. But Tirath, it comes from the root tr. Tr means to cross. That is why boat is called as Dharana. Not that boat, because you use it to cross. So Tiratha is those centers where we cross from material to spiritual, to divine awareness. That is why it's called as Tirath. That spot where we cross into that different sort of awareness. So those whose feet carry them, now they're karma indriyas, going to all places of pilgrimage. Usually our feet will take us to nice restaurant, to party, to this thing, other places. We don't use our indriyas to take us to holy places. So those, you may reside in the heart of those whose feet also only want to carry them to all holy places. Then, next one is, who go on saying, Mantra Raju Nita Japahi Tumhara. In that mana, mind, they are doing japa, mantra raja, that highest mantra which is your name. Your name is highest mantra. Even in that Sanskritam, in Balakanda, talks about how This Rama is king of all these two letters, Ra, Ra and Ma. These two are like king of all the letters, aksharas. You know why? Because when you're writing, those who know Hindi, who know Sanskritam, that Ra, that Ref, it comes like a curve at the top above the line, right? That is the Ra. And that Ma becomes that dot, Anuswara. So it becomes a dot above the line. So these two, they are above the line of all the other letters, come below the line. So how even your name, the letters that make up your name also are so divine. And then that name so sweet, those who are doing mantra. Mantra is that which protects through its repetition. Mantra jap. To do japa, repetition. This is for two things. One is, it purifies the mind and it makes it single-pointed. So, purifies chitta shuddhi and single-pointedness, chitta ekagrata. So, in research, they used to talk about quantitative and qualitative analysis. Quantitative is the numbers. How do the numbers add up? Qualitative is, okay, what is the kind of the findings that you can make from this. So, the physical repetition, again and again and again, it gives one quantitative benefit. What is the quantitative accumulated benefit of doing? Is mind becomes single-pointed. It is able to hold on to one thought at the exclusion of all other thoughts. This is chitta ekagrata. Eka, one. Chitta, that focus in one direction. Not the band, but this one area, which is then that makes the mind single-pointed. And now what is the qualitative aspect? That the thought that one is directed towards. See, even someone who is in a great musician or great artist, they also have this single-pointedness, but they might have it for some other thing. Even Olympic athletes, they all have chitta ekagrata. But the special thing about mantra japa is that thought which is being directed towards is Lord. So qualitatively, mind becomes purified. Again, we saw, the more our mind becomes divine, then our actions also by force, they will also be divine. Naturally, they will be divine, not by force. When we see Rama everywhere, we cannot speak harshly. We cannot do all wicked things. That's why you see such great, towering people have come out of Bharat. Because these cultural values were built into every aspect of life. So, whether we know it or not, our character is being molded to have such great values. That is why you are seeing, the result of that is, you see so many people who are of Indian descent in top positions everywhere. Why? We might not recognize, but culture has made the character in such a way to have this strength of mind. Okay? But that chitta shuddhi is very important. That is why mantra japa so important. Okay? Then Rama mantra. Then it is the, again, mantra raju, king amongst all other sadhanas. Okay? In fact, we do all these other sadhanas to get the strength to do japa. Japa is very powerful sadhana if we can do it. Then, pujahi tumahi sahita parivara. Then they worship you along with all your parivar. Parivara is all those accompanying your family, those who are with you. Meaning that we should not think, oh, Rama, we can leave out Sita Devi and Lakshman. No, together, all together. They worship you and all together with them. Then, what kind of worship? Tarpana, homa, karahi, vidhi, nana. They do various different types of practices. Like tarpan, that is that offering of the tarpan, and homa, all the doing all the sacred havan, all these practices. So it is said, mantra we should be doing 100,000 times. Okay? I don't know if anyone's keeping a calculator of theirs, but we have some catching up to do. Anyway, if it's 100,000, then the prescription for those who are in, family life is 1/10 of that 100,000 should be spent in tarpana. So 1/10 of 100,000 is 10,000. Should be in tarpana. 1/10 of that tarpana should go to homa. So then 1/10 of 10,000 will be 1,000. Right? Like that. And then 1/10 of that should be Bipra Jevai Dehi Bahudana, to give to give that dan to all Vipra, holy people. Dana, see, so 1/10 then of that 1,000 will be 100. For 100 Vipra should be offering some dan, feed. Old days I used to give cow, like that. And of course, maybe we don't have access to all of that. We give yatha shakti. How much ever we're able to give, we should give for that. Okay, I cannot feed 100. At least find one. Feed. These are all the Vedas have given as injunction for us to do to purify the mind. So those who are performing all of those duties, doing that. Okay, then tumate adhika gurahi jiya jahi sakala bhaya sevahi sanamani. Then this is very interesting. Those who keep guru higher even than you. It's interesting, Bhagavan Shri Rama can say you should hold guru higher than me, but Valmiki ji is saying directly to Bhagavan Shri Rama, those who hold guru even higher than you. This is the importance given to guru. Even in Kabir Das ji, he says, if Guru and Govinda both appear before, who will you bow to first? It said you bow to Guru first, because without Guru, how do you know who is Govind? True. Without the sacrifice of such great Mahatmas like our Puja Gurudev, Swami Shivanandaji, Swami Tapovanji, so many great masters have come in the tradition. Vivekanandaji, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, so many female saints also are there, should see. Without their sacrifice, how do we even know what a spiritual life even looks like? We're all here because of that. So to Guru, who holds Guru, because Guru is the one leads us to you, therefore holds them even higher than you. This is one of those things where it is so sweet. It is not really a hierarchy system, Like if we're drawing the org chart, put Guru, then now I know exactly where to put everyone. But more that, it's like competition to see who can be more loving. What beautiful Leela is that. I remember once our Swamiji and our Sharanananji in Chicago in Mahasamadhi camp, my teacher is Prakashananji, they had one competition. You know what they did? During that Mahasamadhi camp, their competition was who could touch the other one's feet without the other one realizing. So Swamiji is eating lunch and the other one will come and touch and run away. This game they played for the 3-4 days. Even to watch that, you feel so, feel so delighted to see that. So this is that love. How to see, that love that they are sharing with each other. Then those who see those brahmanas, the guru, even higher than you, who are holding them with so much love, meaning, okay, then sakala bhaya sevahi sanamani, and they're doing seva for them. Seva. See, love without seva is always immature, actually. That love is not yet ripened. It is said that Vibhishanji always had love for Ram. Even from before, he always had a lot of love for Ram. But when Ravana was doing all these things, Vibhishan was still hesitant to do anything, not say anything at that time. Then, when he was in his in that forest, and Hanumanji met him there, and he and Hanumanji met, they had satsanga. The moment that he had satsanga with Hanumanji, that was when Vibhishanji transformed. And the next time he went straight to Ravana and he said, look, this is wrong. You should return Sita. You should not harm any emissary of Ram. Do not do this. Then only he becomes Sevak of Ram. Until that time, this is why satsanga is so important. Binu satsanga viveka na hoi, Rama kripa binu sulabha na soi. Very famous line. Without satsanga, we will always be foolish. Only with satsanga we transform. And what is the mark of that transformation? Seva. When you love something, you cannot help but serve it. Not possible, actually. People who have so much love for some band or something, they'll buy all that ticket, they'll go to the concert in every state. I know someone like that. He said, every time this band comes, I will follow them, go to different place also. Why? I love them so much, I'll go there. So if we really have love for Guru, it manifests as seva. It has to. Because why? We feel, it happens because we feel that we have gained so much, I cannot keep it inside, I must give. That glory of my Guru must continue. In fact, if we see all how Puja Guruji has carried on, how our Swamiji, Swaminiji, all of them are carrying on this work, that love. How that love for Puja Gurudev, I'm still amazed because I did not have the blessing to see Puja Gurudev in person. But every time I see, you can see that love. It is still making everything function. And they'll give, without holding anything back. This is amazing. Seva. Seva. Okay. Then, this is the very, very nice piece here now. Sab kari magahi ek, sab kari magahi ek bhala, Ram charan rati ho Shri Rama, tinke man mandir basaho, Siya Raghunandan do Shri Rama, Siyavar Ramchandra ki jai, Pavan Sutta Hanuman ki jai, Umapati Mahadev ki jai, Bolo bhai sab santan ki jai. And having done all of this, anytime we do something, behind it, there's some impulse. What is propelling our action? We have some goal in mind. Otherwise, no action can happen without some goal, actually. So, if those who are doing all of these things, doing this seva, holding Guru, doing all of this, what is their goal? What is their phala that they are looking for? Having done all of this, sabukari, magahi, eka phala. They only want one eka phal. One fruit alone they want. What is that? Rama charana rati. Oh. They want love for your feet. Meaning, that is the only reward also they are asking for. How nice, how lovely. Tinnake mana mandira basaho. Their heart, enthrone yourself. It's like a command like that. Or it's hard to say. That imperative mood is like saying, ought to be this way, like that. Ought to enthrone yourself where? In the mandira. Mandira is the temple that is their mind. Their mind itself becomes a temple. And in that place, Siya Raghunandana do, you and Mother Sita please reside in that mandir. So lovely. That heart itself, with that single wish, it becomes the mandir and you can reside there. And how does Lord Rama reside? Santa Mahatmas say, Rama is Jnana Swarupa. Bhagavan Shri Rama is knowledge. Mother Sita is Bhakti. And Lakshmanji Maharaj is Vairagya. So with this Jnana, Bhakti and Vairagya, those will take up residence in that heart. That temple. So this is a real temple actually. That outward temple that we are in it is to cultivate this inner temple where these three can reside with each other. So that becomes the now fifth house. That fourth one is long. So very beautifully said that this becomes the place where you reside. There's one beautiful story of Sant Surdas. He was blind saint. He could not see. So once Lord Krishna and Radha decided to play a trick on him. Meaning, Lord Krishna knows his bhakta has so much love. So to bring delight to the bhakta, he comes to play a game with that bhakta. So Surdas ji is sitting singing. And they both come there. And what do? They tease him a little bit. And he knows someone is there, but he's not sure who. So then in his heart, he does little reflection and he knows, oh, this is Bhagavan Krishna only has come with Radha. So he waits, and as Radha is running by him, he takes her anklet. Because he hears it, right? So he takes her anklet. So she says, please give me back that anklet. He says, yes, here, you may have it. So then they say, let us give you some boon, something, for giving that back. He said, I don't want any boon. He said, no, you must ask for something. He said, okay, will you please give me my sight so that I might see you? So Bhagavan Shri Krishna, he grants him that boon and gives sight for that moment. So he sees Lord Krishna and spontaneously, he sings and he's just full of devotion. And it pleases Bhagavan Shri Krishna so much, Bhagavan says, okay, I would like to give you another boon. Tell me. He said, no, I don't want it. No, ask. He said, yes, okay. Please take my sight away. What? That after my eyes have seen you, what else am I going to use these eyes for? What else am I going to look at? All world? No. Take it. I don't need it. So that they give that boon actually. He stays without sight. So this is that bhakta, no? This is what it means. Rama charana rati hoi ho. That all this sadhana, everything we are doing, let that be our goal. Let me have more and more love. This was, in its own way, my own direct experience. Is when I was a student trying to decide, okay, what is worth doing, this life that we have. Seeing the love that all the Swamins and our Puja Guruji, how much love they have for scriptures, for Guru, for Bhagavan Sri Rama. You have seen, Guruji cannot even contain sometimes his emotion when he speaks. When I saw that, I thought, even if we can have a little fraction of that love, then life will be worth, So those whose only phala is that love. So this should be our goal also. May I also come to have that type of love. Then what other things we're going to need? Nothing. Anything else we're doing is for this only. So, very nice. That is given. All right. We will see the other more than 7 homes tomorrow. But very, very nice. The rest of them also are beautiful. Okay. I think we have time. We'll do one bhajan. Seeing it is, this bhajan is called Gajavadana. Okay, it's the second one there. Gajavadana Gananatha Natha
Gajavadana Gananatha Natha
Gajavadana Gananatha Natha
Gajavadana Gananatha Natha
Gauri Shivatanaya Gunalaya
Gauri Shiva गजवदना गणनाथा नाथा
विद्यादायक बुद्धिप्रदायक
विद्यादायक बुद्धिप्रदायक
विद्यादायक बुद्धिप्रदायक
विद्यादायक बुद्धिप्रदायक
सिद्धिविनायक हे शुभदायक
सिद्धिविनायक हे शुभदायक
सिद्धिविनायक हे शुभदायक
सिद्धिविनायक हे शुभदायक
गजवदना गणनाथ नाथ
गजवदना गणनाथ नाथ
गजवदना गणनाथ नाथ
गजवदना गणनाथ नाथ
Okay. Please stand for Arati.
There are two plates here, two cases step up, and this is Ramayana Ji ki Aarati. So if you're familiar, you can pull it up on your phone, lyrics, and join along.
आरती श्री रामायण जी की आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित सियपी की कीरति कलित ललित सियपी की गारति श्री रामायण जी की आरती श्री रामायण जी की गावत ब्रह्मादिक मुनि नारद बाल्मीक विज्ञान विशारद सुख सनकादि शेष अरु सारद भरणि पवन सुत कीरतिनी की आरती श्री रामायण जी की आरती श्री रामायण जी की गावत वेद पुराण अष्टदश छो शास्त्र सब ग्रंथन को रस मुनि जन धन संतन को सरबस सार अंश सम्मत सब ही की आरती श्री रामायण जी की आरती श्री रामायण जी की गावत संतत शंभु भवानी अरुघट संभव मुनि विज्ञानी व्यास आदि कवि वर्ज बखानी कागभुसुंडी गरुड़ के ही की आरती श्री रामायण जी की आरती श्री रामायण जी की कलिमल हरणी विषय रस फीकी सुभग सिंगार मुक्ति जुबती की दलन रोग भव भूरी अम्मी की, तात मात सब विधि तुलसी की। आरती श्री रामायण जी की, आरती श्री रामायण जी की। कीरति कलित ललित सियपी की, कीरति श्री रामायण जी की। आरती श्री कलित सियपी की, आरती श्री रामायण जी की। कीरति कलित ललित सियपी की, आरती श्री रामायण जी की। कीरति कलित ललित सियपी की, आरती श्री रामायण जी की। कीरति कलित ललित सियपी की, आरती श्री रामायण जी की।
सियावर रामचंद्र की
जय,
सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की
जय,
पवन पुत्र हनुमान की
जय।
Hari Om everyone. Couple of announcements. Following this, we'll all go on to the break room and have enjoy prasad along with Akalkaji. That's one. Secondly, tomorrow is the concluding day of this beautiful yajna. Same time, 4:15 to 4:30 are bhajans. 4:30 to 6 is the talk. And tomorrow we have the opportunity to offer Samashti Bhiksha to Akalkaji. So there is a sign-up sheet, and if any of you wishes to bring a food item in, please sign up. And we have this beautiful tradition of offering Guru Dakshina at the end of a yajna. So to that end, our volunteers are passing out white colored envelopes. Feel free to take them and bring them back tomorrow, and that can be offered to Akalkaji after the talk. And we will need those the chairs towards the end of the hall to be put back, because after 6 o'clock another group is going to come and use the space. So this can, I guess, remain the same. And anything else, Akalkaji? All right. Thank you. We'll see you all in the break room. Please proceed there and partake of prasad. Thank you.